Darren, clearly not the result you were looking for today. What about the performance? How do you reflect on that overall?
Mixed, really. I thought we started okay, and then the goal knocked the stuffing out of us, and we didn't really create the tempo after that. We didn't play enough balls in behind and test them, and I think our passing was quite slow, so I challenged them at half time. It was similar to the game midweek. Move the ball with composure, but you need to move the ball with tempo, and that was difficult. I thought we created enough chances, then to go 2-0 down was disappointing, but the lads responded well. When we got back to 2-1, I thought, here we go, the crowd was up, the energy was up, but ultimately we couldn't get it over the line and get an equalising goal. But I think you can see that the players are fragile, and they need to build themselves up, though, because it's up to them now. They've got to respond.
That's it. Do you feel this is a squad devoid of confidence, and again an Achilles heel is conceding goals?
Without a doubt, and then you concede a goal and then the confidence hits them as well. So confidence is one of the most powerful things in football. So they've got to, when you don't have confidence, you have to dig deep, and you have to battle, grind, fight, work, win games, and then the confidence comes back. But they're experienced players, they're talented players, and as I said, I challenge them to regroup, and it's over to them. Someone's going to come in and lead them, and they need to make sure that they've got a lot to play for this season. This team's still good enough to achieve success this season, but they've got to dig deep and find a way within themselves.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, is this your last game in interim charge for this spell particularly?
Well, this is what I've been asked to do, so I've not had any discussions beyond that. It's just I did the job this week, and we have to concentrate on the game. All discussions with that, I'm sure, will unfold in the next couple of days. What
is the biggest challenge you feel the next person coming in needs to address with this group of players?
As you said, confidence. I don't know, potentially being used to playing a certain style and formation. That's difficult to adapt from. But as I said, they've just got to come together. The biggest thing for me is that the group, the players, whoever leads them, comes together. It's only them in this situation. It's only them that can do something about it. Build the confidence through grinding out maybe some results. You want to play nice football, but you've got to find a way to win first. And once you do that, hard work, attitude, application, it might not be pretty at times, but from there you can grow and build, and then the fast, exciting football can come.
I mean, you could hear the fans' frustration at full time, booed off, out of both cups now domestically, not in Europe this season. Is it a sign of where this club is at and just how big a job the next full-time manager has to do here?
Well, it is, yeah. As you say, out of cups, only Premier League games to play for. Yeah, fans weren't happy at the end, but they've got every right to air their grievances, and I don't think it was toxic by any stretch of the imagination. So they showed their disappointment, and they've every right to do that. The fans have supported the team for a long, long time and got behind them. Old Trafford's an amazing atmosphere. They're out the cup today, so understandably they're disappointed, but I'm sure if the players show the right reaction, the fans will get behind them like they always do, because, as I said, there's still a lot to play for in the Premier League this season.
Can I just ask you about your exchange with the referee at the end of the match? I know Shay Lacy was sent off, and I think you got a yellow card as well. Just what was said between the two of you there?
Well, one, injury time, minimum 5 minutes, and there was stuff going on in injury time which should have been there more time. And ultimately, the first Shay Lacy foul is not a yellow card. I've no idea how the Brighton players didn't get yellow cards first half. We probably end up with more yellow cards. Shay Lacy's yellow card is ridiculous compared to the fouls that we had as all game, which ultimately then the lad makes a mistake and is sent off. So for me, it's poor refereeing, and I'll take the yellow card. I can handle that.
How is he in there? He obviously was very lively when he came on, but to get a red card, he's just 18 years of age.
No, he's disappointed because he cares and he understands and he knows he'll learn from it. But there's no doubt about his talent and the steep learning curve today. But we believe in Shay. He's one of our most exciting young prospects, and I'm sure Old Trafford, he'll have a chance to make amends for that in the future.
We appreciate your honesty. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
OK, there you go. The thoughts of Darren Fletcher on that loss to Brighton in the FA Cup. They're out of that. He's saying there, look, this is what I've been asked to do. Beyond that, I don't know. Let's talk a bit more about what Manchester United looks like for the rest of the season. You were saying earlier on, Michael Carrick, the favourite. Perhaps the players would like him to come in. What do you know?
Well, I think he's one of them. He's got more experience than Fletch. You did a terrific job at Middlesbrough. You did an interim here and then won all the games and did really well. And obviously a relationship to some of the boys. So you could see that Carras is like Fletch, like Welbs. He's one of those guys, you could not like him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he's got great experience. He plays the right way. So I could definitely see that. And I think if the players have relationships there, that probably helps too.
No matter who it is, this might be a difficult question, but you're coming into this job. What do you need to fix first?
You need to fix the results, first of all. You need to start getting momentum, and then the performances then should come. We've seen a performance against Burnley that you're thinking, OK, this is the start, and then they turn up again and sort of do this. It's always one step forward, one step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. So they need to get results first to just start some kind of confidence to get a bit of momentum.
Do you know what? I think they'll be okay. I think if you go to a midfield three of Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno, I think they need obviously Ahmad and Burma to come back in with athleticism. But the first thing they're going to have to fix is conceding goals. That's the first thing. Yeah. They've got the most shots on target. That's okay. But they need to fix the defence. We've seen with Arsenal, you sort your defence out, you can go right up. Yeah. And I think United need to fix the defence out, whoever that is, and then they're good enough to score goals.
And when you say they'll be okay, what does that look like? What does okay
Champions
League
like? Football.
I mean, that's great, isn't it?
That would be unbelievable. I mean, if they can finish, with all the turmoil and changing managers and all the things that have happened, if they can find a way to finish fifth, which you think will be Champions League football, then you can save the season. Obviously, they're out of the cups, but they can do it. I think with only one game a week and not that pressure playing European football like the other teams in there, they'll be well rested and they should be able to do it. Obviously, the next two games aren't easy, are they? No. And the gap from 4th to 14th is tight, but
they've also got some good news in terms of Maguire coming back, a big figure, a big personality. De Ligt hopefully being back soon, so you get them sort of fit and firing, and everyone sort of united under a new sort of management. It should start going in the right direction. Get
through Manchester City, get through Arsenal away, relatively unscathed, and look, do they? I suppose when you look at that team, do they look like a team that can finish top four to you?
Well, no, not at the moment, but they just changed the manager, and they're lacking belief. They just drew with Burnley, probably going to go down, and then they lost today at home. But they need to turn the corner, like Fletch said, they need to believe. They need to believe in themselves, and only the players can fix it. I hope Shay Lacy gets a few more opportunities. I really like watching him play. He's got something. And again, they need to believe. It looks like they don't believe at the moment, but they need to fix that, and then they can do it.
Okay, Owen. Resurgence from Benjamin Sesko, actually, that got his team back into the game, scored a goal. We'll show it to you now. Pulled one back. Look, it continues for him because he got 2 goals against Burnley, and good to see him scoring again, but not quite enough for the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a good header from him. I thought Jason Steele was magnificent in the game. I don't think there's anything he can do with that, but he's a threat. I think Sesko, he's shown that, and I think there's so much room to improve. Physically, I think he's got some amazing traits. I think he'll get better and better, but the onus shouldn't be just on Benjamin Sesko to score goals. Yeah. United back in the day, they've had 4 or 5 strikers. You're thinking about Andy Cole and Dwight York and Teddy Sheringham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Then you had a young lad coming through, Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Tevez. Shouldn't just be a Benjamin Sesko, a young lad still learning his trade. We saw that with Rasmus Højlund and how that ended. He's on loan. So you got another young lad that's trying to bear the burden of scoring all the goals. And I think it's a lot for one young player.
Let's talk more about young lads then, because Shay Lacy came on off the bench, 18 years of age. He looked so lively when he came on, didn't it? And so many good things were coming through him. Then he got himself 2 bookings in 145 seconds between the first and second, and got himself sent off. We'll show you the incidents. A bit of naivety from him. Yeah,
a bit of inexperience, a bit of naivety, but a bit of passion, maybe a bit of desire to just over spoils, but. It's going to be something he'll learn on, of course. If it's a senior player that comes on and do this, you sort of hit him to the rafters as such. But I want to stress how much of a positive impact that he did have in the game. I don't want to just focus on the negative part of this. I mean, this didn't really affect the game in any major way, but it's a bit of it's petulance. And again, listen, it's experience. It'll come. He just wants to do everything good for the shirt. He was desperate to come on. You could see that as soon as he got the ball, he had some real positive moments, didn't he?
Yeah, do you know what I feel for him? Because he's probably a little bit embarrassed there. He played so well when he came on. He looked really good. The first yellow card's fine because he's trying to make something happen and it's a tackle. The second one, he's only a young lad. He's only 18. You see the frustration. That descent, you just have to learn you can't do that when you got a yellow card. But again, no pressure on him. He's a young man. I thought he was probably their best player when he came on, and he's a talent. You just want to see him go play and enjoy it because he's one of them. He'll get people off their seats.
Yeah. He's already so popular here. When he came off the bench, Old Trafford erupted. Everything that he did there got so many cheers. And at the end of the game, Darren Fletcher was particularly annoyed with the referee and saying, look, he's just a young lad. He's just a young lad. What did you think of that? Because I guess if he's old enough to play, then does he need to play by the rules? Do you need to give him a little bit of space?
I don't think there's a bit of leeway just because of the age. He's trying to protect these players, but this is a man's game, and you live and learn, by that. So again, look, it's experience that he'll learn, take on board, but it's just a shame that it took a young man to come on and change the game for Man United with the talent that was already on the pitch.
And perhaps the biggest reaction of the entire game was when the players came off the pitch, went down the tunnel. Huge boos around Old Trafford. Where does this result leave them?
Well, it's another blow, but let's be honest, there's been a lot over the last 10 or 12 years, and I think everybody hoped with Darren taking over there might be a bit of positivity, but I just don't think they had the firepower at the top of the pitch. I thought they had lots of possession, they had lots of shots, but there's still frustration. You can feel it on everybody, the air of resignation. They're hoping, obviously, with Fletcher coming in, maybe you could fix that in the short term, but let's be honest, you're just hoping. This is their body of work over the last 10 years, and this season suggests this is where they're at. And Brighton are a dangerous team. They had players at the top of the pitch in Gruda, Ruta and Welbeck that were a threat, and they showed that. And again, United's biggest issue this season has been conceding goals, and they did that again today.
It now puts even more pressure on a huge decision that was already quite a big decision of which manager comes in on that interim basis and takes Manchester United to the end of the season. If they get that wrong, things could get even worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, where are Manchester United at the moment? People keep saying about their DNA and, the Manchester United of old and the way they play. I haven't seen that for 10, 12 years, and I don't see that happening in the next 2 months, 6 months, next season. So there's real big issues that need to be addressed on and off the pitch. Yeah. There needs to be a connect with the fans that are back, because these are always with them. But I just felt today, before the game, that they had that chance from Burnley, which the performance was great, and then go out, be on the front foot and really attack Brighton, but it just seems so subdued. And again, there's so many people in charge, and you don't know who's making what decisions, and it's a real mess that needs to be sorted out.
The new ownership, the old manager, Nicky Butt, everyone was in attendance to watch this game here today. Do they have enough talent on the pitch that would say to you, look, there's still a real positive opportunity for them in the league? They're out both the cups, but they could go on, they could push for Champions League football. Do you think they can pull through on that?
Yeah, I think they're only 3 points off fourth. They should get Champions League football. They're the only team in there that doesn't have any European competition. They got one game a week. They can be well rested. They can work on things on the training pitch. I genuinely believe they should, and I think they have more than enough firepower. They're the third highest scorers. Yeah. That's not an issue. They concede way too many goals. That's the biggest issue they have. So go to a back four. That might help, but I do think they have the personnel to finish in the top five, and I think they should with the personnel they have.
Whoever it is that is in that dugout for the next two games has a pretty daunting task of Manchester City and Arsenal to play. Those are two incredibly tricky fixtures for a club that already feels like it's on its knees a bit.
Well, look, you go there, and if I was to take control of this Man United squad going into them games, I would just say, go there, be aggressive in possession, be aggressive out of possession, move the ball with purpose, shift the ball. So many times players hold on to the ball for too much. Is that because they're not seeing a pass? Is there not enough options for them? They just need to. When it's not working out as well, work hard. Work hard. No one can fault that, and then the quality will show.
They have some positivity, and Bomo's coming back soon as well. They need to get some of this talent back in the team, because that is one thing that they have not had a good time of. Injuries, AFCON as well affecting their squad. Yeah,
and Bomo and Ahmad, they'll make a huge difference. Today they had 3 number 10s playing, Mount, Bruno Fernandes and Cunha, but they want ball to feet. They're not wide players, and 2 of them played wide. There's no real speed in there. They need speed, this team. They've got a lot of ball players, but pace is what kills games at the top of the pitch. And I think once Mbeumo and Ahmad come back, I think you get more options, and I think they do have potential.
Just 2 clean sheets all season, so defensively it's not good enough. And then you also have Bruno, who when he's not in the team, they've really struggled without. There was an article that came out saying that players within the squad are quite worried that Bruno's had enough, and at the end of the season he's going to find himself a new place to play football. How much of a blow would that be?
Hopefully not. I mean, he's been the only shining light, really. I said to him last season before the Europa League final, they were so lucky to have you. The impact he's had on this football club. He's so consistent. He's so fit. Yeah. Sitters. He's always there. He's always available. He produces goals and assists. Yeah, okay, sometimes he puts his arms up, but that's because he cares. Yeah. And that's what you need. You want somebody that cares. To lose him would be a huge blow, no matter how much money you get for him.
He never goes hiding either, does he?
Never.
He always wants the ball. Whatever the scenario, whatever the situation is in the game, he's always the one trying to make things happen. Sometimes it doesn't come off because he tries the extravagant pass, but he's trying to get the team back into the game.
Welcome back to Old Trafford. A brilliant win for Brighton here, and we have one of the goal scorers, and actually a brilliant part in the other goal as well, Danny Welbeck. Congratulations, man of the match as well, and an excellent win.
Thank you. It's about time.
There we go. He just said that as we were coming back. I was wondering if he'd say it live. Listen, congratulations. We've just got so much to talk to you about, but just sum up for now what that means to come to Old Trafford, not just for you, but for your team, and win against Manchester United.
Yeah, it's massive. Obviously to come here in the FA Cup, whether it be a FA Cup game, Premier League, it's always a massive occasion. It's one that we're delighted with, to come away, get into the next round. There's a few boys that haven't been playing regularly, so, to put on the performance that they did out there today it was huge. It shows the depth of the squad. Everybody's working towards one goal, and yeah, we're all buzzing inside the dressing room to come away. 12
minutes to score the first goal, and the guys were really impressed with your input in that goal. Owen, I'll let you take us through it.
You know what, Welbs, this reminded me of, I'm not going to, Michael Jordan did a move at Madison Square Garden. I swear to you, this little shift here, what? In, out, I love that. And then you stand it up. Great little shift. Yeah. To be fair, you knew you could get at United defensive, didn't you?
Well, obviously, we obviously do a lot of analysis throughout the week. We try and exploit their weaknesses, and we try and play to our strengths. And we know that we've got some good players going forward, so we know the patterns of play that we want to produce on the pitch. And yeah, it was a nice little move there. Unlucky Jorginho didn't stick it away with the header, but it was nice for Gruder to back it up and put it away.
Well, throughout your career, you've played with some obviously high-level players, of teammates in that final third. Where are you ranking sort of your teammates at the moment in terms of your Matomas, Solimarch, Gruder, the players like that are linking up with you that make it look so easy for you as well? Yeah,
I get a lot of help out there on the pitch, and I'm always there to help the others. And I think the most important thing for us as Brighton, we have to play together. We have to stick together. All 11 players on the pitch, we attack together, we defend together as well. So the players you mentioned, they've got some amazing qualities, and it's hard to rank them with my teammates, past teammates, but they've definitely got the qualities to. Obviously, they're really young, they can push on and go to that next level, and then that's where the going gets tough, really. You
were a constant threat all game, and you were rewarded with this goal. We'll show you this, Danny, as well, and just, tell us how special this feels when you come back to Old Trafford and score against your old team.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet, it'll be nice.
He's so good, Gruder, isn't he? He's smart, look, goes inside the door, Gruder.
Yeah.
Once he gets in there, you know what's coming, don't you?
Yeah, I know once he picks it up on the inner line, and I have to try and make up the ground to get into
finish.
to try and get onto the inside, to get onto the last line of the defence, and it was a good first touch, and then I knew I had to get a clean connection, and it was a great finish.
Just tell us about your first touch, because there we can just see you just take the weight off the pass just a little bit, just to sort of give you a bit of time to settle and then put a fantastic strike with your left foot on it.
Yeah, it's when the ball's come in across and you know where the defenders are, you have to kind of, in my head I was like, I'm going to get a touch, and the second touch has to be a shot on goal, so it has to be a perfect touch, a little bit away from the defender, and it was nice to get that clean connection. And
I bet. Danny, goal. We've got to ask, you're 35, you're hitting some of the best numbers of your career. What's the secret? Can you tell us all? We need to know.
Do you know what? I can't really give away the secret. If I say too much, drug testers will come for me. But I'm good, I'm clean. I've got good genetics, I've got good family, good genes. My mum and dad, they've blessed me with good genes. A lot of hard work. I work hard every single day. I look after myself, I eat well, and I prepare well for every single training session. And yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, fit and strong.
I can't believe you're 35.
I know,
I think back to them days, 18, 19 in the dressing room. But you know what? This is probably like the best part of your career. Actually, kind of looks like you're enjoying being the main man, being the goal scorer. Because you work so hard, you would play left and you play right and you'd be all over the place. But now you're the main man.
Yeah, and I think with experience, you kind of understand. I feel like when I was younger, I played left wing, played right wing, played 10, played as a 9. And I think with the experience, playing the games and going through all of that, going through injuries.
Yeah.
Going through injuries, you're on the sidelines for so long. You come back, you play a couple of games a season, and it's hard to get into the rhythm and all that sort of stuff. But touch wood, I've not had many injuries on my time here at Brighton last few years, and getting into a rhythm, I feel really good. And long may it continue.
Brilliant.
Definitely. They're obviously really looking after you there at Brighton. I have to ask as well, because at the end of the game you went up to Darren Fletcher, gave him a cuddle. You obviously know him really, really well. What was it like seeing him in the dugout at a time like this?
Yeah, it's incredible, it's a credit to Fletch to see what he's done, and he helped me massively as a young boy coming through at Manchester United. He was there for me every single day. So it was really nice to see him on the sidelines, and obviously I've got a lot of respect, the utmost respect for Darren Fletcher, and yeah, so it was nice to just see him there after the game.
One more, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask, but there's obviously quite a big competition going on this summer. Got any ambitions to get back in the England squad?
Do you know, for me, I'm just focusing here on the here and now, Brighton. I'm enjoying my time. I know football, it can change at the click of your fingers, anything can happen, so I'm just really enjoying the present and looking after myself and just controlling what I can control. I feel good.
Well, you've got James Milner to look forward to, and there's like 5 more years in your career if you follow in his footsteps, so you've got a long time to go.
It's great inspiration, Millie, but we'll see on them years.
Danny, congratulations.
Thank you.
Brilliant performance from you, and well done. You're into the 4th round of the FA Cup. We'll let you go and enjoy it with your team.
Thank you very much,
well
guys.
Done. Thanks
Well
for
done,
joining us.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Take care.
See you later.
See you later. We'll nick that up from you as well.
Thank
Take
you.
care. And probably a career in punditry. What a great interview. Really enjoyed that.
He's just great, isn't he? He's in a real good place at the moment. You can tell that, and just his confidence just will ooze into that dressing room as well. Brilliant. Really pleased for him.
He's just a diamond, honestly. He was, even as a kid, he had no edge about him. He spoke about his family there. That's what you want as a player. You want somebody that works hard, comes to work every day. I think now that he's not getting those injuries, you can see his potential. He's always had it in him. And he's just, I'm happy to see him doing so well.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, full time here at Old Trafford.
Certainly is, Laura. Thank you very much. Congratulations. You've come here to Old Trafford and beaten Manchester United for the first ever time in the FA Cup. Just how special were those celebrations with your supporters there?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy. Especially for me, it's the first time. Last season I was sick every time we play here, or I was injured. Now I think we have a good day, and I really enjoyed it on the pitch, and I can see the fans enjoy it as well. And I'm very proud of the fans of the team today. Yeah.
And not just the win, you managed to get the opening goal. Just talk us through that. Did you feel if you could get in behind that Manchester United defence, you could cause problems?
Yeah, of course, we talk a lot when we come through the side to go to the second post, and of course a bit luck, the goalkeeper bring the ball in the middle, and I was on the right spot, and then was not so difficult to score the goal.
Was it the case that you knew everybody would have to produce their best performance today? I mean, your goalkeeper was so important in that first half.
Yeah, I think Steely done an amazing game, and we're very proud. We are very happy to have him in the goal. We are sure he can hold some amazing shots, and yeah.
And what about your chances now in this tournament? I know the club made it to the quarterfinals last year, but is there a belief this season you can do even better?
I mean, the belief is always there. We think how you say, everyone believe in each other, and I believe in myself, and everyone is the same, so we can achieve a lot, I think.
Well, congratulations, a historic result. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Very much indeed, Liam. Yes, there was a lifeline on the 85th minute, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for us to progress to the next round of the FA Cup. I'm joined by Quinton and Wes. I mean, it's just so disappointing. Watching the lads' disappointed faces, watching Darren Fletcher, it's just devastating, really, Wes.
Yeah,
this
it
stage.
Is. Yeah, Fletcher, he'd be devastated. Obviously, we got back into the game probably a little bit too late. We got the goal. I do have to say Brighton actually did well to keep us out, but we just didn't have enough in the tank, and we weren't able to break them down. For me, very unlucky. Lacy getting sent off as well. That obviously. The time's running down as well.
To do that to a young player as well.
I just think he was just frustrated, wasn't he, with the ball going out, or he must have thought it was our ball. So yeah, just little things that didn't help along the way. But yeah, it's a shame because it was a good advantage being at home today, even though we're playing a good team. But we just didn't quite do enough.
We can hear the boos in the background. I think that might be the referees going down the tunnel. And Quinton, I think you were more disappointed at the fact that he's a young lad.
Yeah.
And the referee probably didn't, could have given him a bit of an olive branch there.
I know it's not something you should have. We're saying they shouldn't be doing that, but you expect a little bit of common sense from the referee. Yeah. He's a young player. Just give him maybe a little warning and tap on the back. Just don't do that again. But to send him off I mean, come on, it's not even a bad tackle.
To watch a young player go off, in tears with the shirt over his head, it's very hard to watch.
He was being a little bit of a threat as well when he came on. He's getting at his man.
Which we needed to liven the game up as well. It was going quiet. I think you'd said it was quiet around the stadium from the second half onwards as well.
Yeah, well, we didn't have many players really taking on anyone, trying to get down the line, get balls in the box. And he was the one player that actually was doing that when he came on. So, again, very unfortunate. But we had to carry on. And don't get me wrong, we still got the ball in the box a little bit. But the passing in the last third just needed to be a little bit better when we needed it to be. And it wasn't. You know, we kept giving the ball away a bit too much.
At half-time, you were so positive, Quinton, because it was a really encouraging first half, but the second half was a little bit different, as Wes said. Maybe the passing wasn't as consistent, possession wasn't.
It's strange because you expected them to come out and more intensity, but it's hard to say. But you have to give credit to Brighton, because when they get going in terms of their passing, they were very good. And
but Wes just said that. He said, "I was gutted when we got this draw."
Yeah.
Because we knew it was going to be a hard game.
They're a very good team. I watched them last week against City, and yes, it's another team, but coming to Old Trafford, I still expected them, after, I'm sure the boys will be preparing this week, in terms of how to play against them, but you just wanted more intensity, get more amongst them, make it difficult for them, because they've looked really comfortable here. And unfortunately, they got a fantastic finish from Danny Welbeck, but I'm happy for Danny Welbeck, but of course I wanted us to win today.
I'm sure Darren Fletcher will feel, you know, a little bit unlucky at the timing of his interim head coach role as well, because he has lost players to the African Cup of Nations. Hopefully we will see some of them back before next week, Wes, because that's going to be a big game. It
will be, yeah. I think we get a couple back before next week, maybe another one. But at this stage where we are, we need everybody back, really. We need the squad to be strong and our best players on the pitch, and unfortunately, because of the AFCON, we've not been able to do that. But still, we have to adjust. But we've not quite had enough in the tank to really push forward. Really, so we need our best players back.
Any positives to take from today? I suppose Šeško getting another goal. That's 3-2 for him.
Well, we were just confused because we thought it was Harry getting the goal, but then we saw the replay and a very good finish, and that will give him more confidence. But there was at times Wes mentioned we did confidence. But there was at times Wes mentioned we did get the ball in the box, crosses. But when you look at if we look at the highlights again, there's probably one or two plays in the box. We need more bodies in the box.
It's all Brighton in there.
The positives are Bruno's fit, got through 90 minutes, very positive. Mason Mount's fit. So in terms of going to the next game, we have Harry back again. Amazing positives, but of course we wanted to stay in this competition in the FA Cup. But
and we do have a derby to look forward to.
We do.
Yeah.
It wasn't to be today, guys, but hopefully next week things will get better. My thanks to Quinton and Wes for joining me, and to you at home for watching. We'll see you again.